Our stories are important, not because they're ours, but because God is carefully crafting them for His kingdom. So let's share our experiences of God in community and allow Him to speak through those stories to show others the greater story He is crafting through each of us.
Hi friends, so here's our new koinonia, I guess. I wish I could be talking to you guys in person instead of at you, but gotta do what works, I guess. So yeah, I guess happy, I don't know, what do you say now? Happy quarantine, sad corona, whatever it might be. So yeah, I'm here at the Butterfield campus, as you can see. This is our nifty little stage. I guess perks of being a pastor's kid. But yeah, so today I'm just gonna share a little bit of my story and who I am and what makes me me. So yeah, I'm really excited to share you guys who I am. So let's jump right in. So first things first, a few things you need to know about me, and keep these in mind as I'm talking. 1, I'm super outgoing. I love to talk to people. I don't know, I'm a very smiley and happy person. And for those of you I don't know, I feel like I know a good chunk of you, but if I don't know you, I'd love to get to know you just because I love people so much. That's just who I am. But yeah, I have a great need, like it is somewhere embedded in me. I feel a need to control things and to control the situation I am and my emotions, and especially control how I present myself to people. I like to present myself put together as this happy individual that, you know, loves life, because I do. I am a very happy person. I'm pretty bubbly. And I love life. I do. So I love to just in any way I can control that and harness that and show it off to the world. So that means controlling my image, controlling myself, trying my best to control situations I'm in. Those are all really big and important things and parts of who I am. So yeah, like I said, keep that in mind as I'm talking. So that's me. That's what makes me me. But there's a lot more than just that. So here goes. So I'm a senior in high school this year. So my sophomore year, during club volleyball season, I mean, club's like pretty intense kind of commitment. So I hit a point towards the end of my sophomore year where I was just kind of burned out of volleyball, or so I thought. I was like, wow, this sucks. I'm always super motivated. I was like, and I worked super hard. I was like, nope, I don't want to work hard. I have no motivation. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to do anything. And I was like, well, okay, I'm just burned out of volleyball. So maybe when volleyball season ends, then this will go away. It'll be all better. So I just kept going. I pushed through the end of my season, which was not easy. Season's pretty long. So I pushed through the end, then it finally hit June and the season was over, and I was like, great, it's summer, no more school, no more volleyball, like all this trying to push through and get through it is over. I'm done. So that's kind of where my head was at, but inside I still had this kind of weird feeling, and I was like, something's not right. But again, I'm coming off pushing through, I'm exhausted, I'm burned out of volleyball, like it'll be fine. And so I just kind of pushed that feeling deep down. And then I went through, it's now fall of my junior year, so starting junior year, I played high school volleyball season. I was like, woo, this is great, like things are good. I don't hate volleyball as much as I thought I did, which is all good things. And so the decision came. I was like, do I play club volleyball again? Do I push through? And I said, you know what? I think I've spent my time there. I think if God wants me to go back, I'll go back. But I think for now, I'm just going to give myself a healthy break, hoping that would maybe kind of reset me, and whatever this feeling I had would finally go away, because it was just kind of sitting there. And so that feeling didn't. I just kept pushing it down, and the more I pushed it down, I feel like the more it just needed to come up and escape. And so for me, what that looked like is I just lost motivation. It was tough to go to school. I started distancing myself from all my circles of people, from Koinonia, from my school friends. And so I was like, this is weird. And my mom was the first one who said, she was like, yo, Sadie, what's up with you? I was like, Mom, I'm fine. I just need some space. I wasn't smiling as much anymore. I wasn't as bubbly anymore. She was like, Sadie, I think there's something wrong. I think we need to go get you checked out. And I was like, Mom, I'm fine. I don't need help. I'm in control. I have control of everything going on. And so that was like November-ish. January comes. Things still haven't really improved. She's like, all right, Sadie, you're listening to me. I'm your mom. We're going to the doctor. And turns out she was right. I hate to admit it, but she was right. So I got diagnosed with anxiety and depression, both at a pretty high level, which, again, like, just having that diagnosis messed with my head. I was like, what's going on? I'm so in control. This is not me. I don't fall under those categories. I'm a happy, bubbly person. Like, I just need to get back to who I am. But so I worked really hard. I had this constant kind of battle in my mind, always going on, of these negative thoughts and these negative connotations. And it was just something that you have to fight. I always say you fight it with truth. And when you're in that state of anxiety, it's really, really hard to know what is true and what is a lie. Like, that line gets so blurred, and things are not easy to distinguish. So, for example, at night, I'd be laying in bed and I'd be like, oh my goodness, my parents are in the next room, but they are going to get murdered. Something's going to happen to them. I'm so worried they're going to get killed. Something's going to happen. But, like, that's crazy. They're in the next room. Nothing's going to happen. Safe neighborhood, door is locked, right? It's crazy. But for whatever reason, this is what, like, that anxiety does, is I convinced myself that was true and that was going to happen. So, yeah, just things like that kept going through my head, and it's just a constant battle that takes time and effort and energy. So yeah, that's kind of what was going on inside. But externally, like in my environment, everything was perfectly fine. Nothing bad had happened. My friends, nothing fell out with that. And then February 22nd, some of you have heard about this. Actually, a lot of you probably know about it, but Beth Dunlap, who was a student at DGN, got hit with a car by a drunk driver and killed. And so her and I played club together for a while. So that was the first really external thing that I had to start worrying about and start thinking about. It wasn't just this battle in my head. Now there was something in my environment that I couldn't control. It all comes back to this control that, oh my goodness, if Beth was just walking into school and got hit by a car, what if that happens to me? What if that happens to Clay? What if that happens to my mom and dad? What if that happens to my friends? And that cycle just keeps going and going and going. So now the internal and the external, boom, worlds collide. And so that was something really tough that I had to work through and keep working through. And in the midst of that, I'm in my junior year, right? Like, it's supposed to be the hardest year, hardest time. But yeah, so school was just not something I could focus on. I had a hard time focusing anyway, but school was kind of an afterthought. If I could make it through a full week of school, it was literally a miracle. I didn't go to school. I always got called out or something, and it wasn't because I just didn't feel like it or I couldn't. It's because I physically could not be. That environment, for whatever reason, just super overwhelmed me, and it was crazy. And again, I couldn't control myself, and so it was easier and a lot less stress on me if I just didn't go than trying to control myself. And all these emotions are rising up that I can't control, and that just defeated me even more than I already was. So then we're like, okay, so we're going to keep working on this. We're going to keep putting the right things in place to set you up for success. And we're like, maybe, just maybe when school ends, then things are going to get better, right? We don't have the pressure of school. You made it through your junior year. It's going to be summer and the sunshine and all of that. It's going to help you. And I was like, yes, for sure. So I just kept battling. I battled through the end of my junior year, I made it to summer. I was like, yes, it's summer, no more school. And I kind of went back to the beginning where things should have been better. Like, my external environment was good, but I was still having these internal battles and these negative thoughts and the sadness that I had to battle. And again, it's exactly what it sounded like. It was a battle between me and me. So again, we go through the summer. I'm like, come on, things have got to get better. Things have got to get better. I am doing everything right in my power to make things better. But it wasn't. So it finally comes time for the mission trip to go to Tijuana, Mexico. And I was like, okay, I love mission trips. I'm going to be around all my biggest fans, my favorite people. This is going to be good. I'm so excited for this. And then that week, again, same thing. Externally, it was fine, but I was not anywhere I could control anything. I was in a new place. I was around people all the time. I didn't have an escape. I couldn't control my environment. I felt like I always had to put on my front of being presentable and being all collected and cool and calm, and people looked to me to be a leader. I was like, okay, I can't let them down. Again, I'm trying to control all of these things going on that are so out of my control, and that just wore down on me and wore down on me again. And so as much as I loved that week, it was also really tough. And then once again, the external hits. So nothing in my environment until it was the Thursday. We were on the trip. And so we're almost through the week. And the whole week, I had this horrible feeling again, this negative thought. I was like, something bad's going to happen here. Something bad's going to happen at home. But this time it was really strong. It was something way stronger than I've ever experienced before. I was like, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. And unfortunately it did. So one of our family friends, he was 19. He got killed in a tragic accident. And so that was something else. I was like, what in the world is going on? This is another thing I can't control. It's another thing I have to worry about. It's another, like, grieving of emotions I have to go through. Like, what in the world is going on? And so the funeral for Ian, his name is Ian, the funeral was 4 days before school start. I was like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not repeating my junior year. I just can't. I physically can't. I'm not going to make it. I can't think about college and applying to colleges and going through another volleyball season. I just physically can't do this again. And so I specifically remember it was the night before school. It was Tuesday night. School started Wednesday. Freaking out, right? Like, all the thoughts going and going and going. I was like, this is not going to work. This is going to be horrible. I can't repeat this year. And I finally said, I prayed this exact prayer. I prayed a bold prayer to God, and I said, God, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. God, I need your help. I need you. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I'm done. I need you. So I prayed these words for the first day of school. I get up the next morning. I was completely fine. I had no anxiety. I was not sad. And I have not had any of those feelings since that day. It's been what? Like, I can't do math right now. Like 8 months, 9 months since that prayer when I just, like I said, I'm kind of speechless because it's nothing I did. It was purely God. Like, yeah, I have had no feelings of anxiety or sadness or anything, but you see, it's not the prayer that I prayed that made these things go away. It was me releasing my control. It was me saying, God, I can't control this anymore. It was me having these fists tightened and gripped, and then me finally saying, God, I'm done. And I opened my fist and I gave it to him. And the instant you give God control and you give God the authority and the power over what you feel, he'll take it away. See, and this is the beauty of our God. He is a good God who is fighting with you. He's next to you every single step of the way. I mean, guys, we all have so much. Whether you're, I don't know, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whether you're 40 years old, we all have so many things we're going through. But the beauty of our God is that he is standing, he's right here. He is inside of you. He's carrying you through every step of the way. He constantly reminds you, do not be afraid. I am next to you. And in fact, did you know that God says, do not fear in the Bible to us 365 times? That is one do not fear for every single day of the year. See, that is something that's not by mistake. That is something that it's just our God, who is so much bigger than I can even comprehend, that because he loves us so much, we have nothing to fear, whether it's in the face of this corona, whether it's maybe whatever your struggle is and your burden is. We have a God who's going to carry you through it. We have a God who is going to free you and make you fearless from whatever it may be. And the beauty of it is all you have to do is release your fists. All you have to do is give up that control, just like I did, and you will be living this free and fearless life that is so much better than anything I could have possibly imagined a year ago. If you would have told me 2 years ago today I would be sitting here and sharing this story, no, would not have believed you. But I am so blessed and so happy that I am and that I get to share this to you. And I really pray that you would all hear this testimony and hear what God's done in my life, because he can do the exact same thing, if not even bigger, in yours. So guys, I hope you take this as an encouragement and you hear these words and you reflect on them, and they can be something that you can take and go, and you can start releasing your own fists and releasing your own control to see this bigger and better and greater and freedom and fearless life that God calls you to. Oh, to end this, I'm just going to pray. I'm going to give it back to God for the end. So let's pray. God, I thank you for being a God who is fearless and carries our burdens for us, and dying on the cross, sending your one and only Son to save each and every one of us so that we may live a fearless life, so that we may live a life fuller than anything our little human minds can possibly imagine. God, I pray for everyone right now as they are quarantined and people who are sick and whatever struggles that people are going through. God, I pray that they may release those fists and they may release their control to you, and that you may work through that and do mighty things only you can do. In your name we pray. Amen.